So I just made us start re-recording for no reason, as it turns out. And that whole bit was pointless. And it's not like what's the forbidden bit? It was just that like, apparently the first 30 seconds, if you like, that's like the prime time for like the auto moderation stuff of like monetization for like if you're using foul language and whatnot. And that I watched a SkillUp's video today where he purposefully just filled time with a black screen and white text and him talking over it for that 30 seconds before he started just going in because the game was crazy. And it's like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, we should do that. That should be smart. And I'm like, and then I had the realization that like we don't monetize it because it would put us in jeopardy. Not final jeopardy. Maybe double jeopardy.
Oh,
could be good. But does it something feel off to you? Like it has been a couple weeks.
A little something.
Yeah. I mean, part of me feels like the hype has died.
It just feels a little dark.
Yeah, I need to lift my spirits.
On the set today.
Well, I have something. This bit is terrible.
This is bad. This is bad even for us. Don't worry, guys. We have batteries.
We remember to think to go grab the batteries.
We are on air.
Hype is back.
Some say it never left.
The resistance. The hype. Now it's
Rebellions are built on the new Nissan Rogue.
God, now I'm just picturing scenes from like oh God, it's the entire thing of like in my head I'm thinking of it, the end of the last well, it was The Force Awakens and then it was it The Last Jedi, the second movie, the one that's The Last Jedi, where at the end like it inspires hope and there's like that kid that like looks to the stars,
right?
But I'm imagining that like he's like and he looks up to the stars and it's like new video from us. Like we finally posted.
It's his push notification.
Yeah, he's just, how delightful. Hello. Welcome to an early intro by the Hewll podcast. Now back and in Technicolor. Is it?
No.
Like, isn't that like an actual like?
It's an actual like process of like increased color stuff.
In .mp4. Do we even record an MP4?
We do record an MP4, yes.
Because you can do it in like a FLV or MKV files and then like Remux and all that, which I don't know what the difference between remix and
I don't
Remux.
know about Roblox. I never played that.
Yeah. It's, OBS.
Right.
Which...
Last time I went to my obstetrician, she was very confused.
Was she obtrusive?
Well, she was like, you don't have the parts for this.
Oh.
And I said, oh, how odd.
I don't know what the word you said means, but I'm assuming...
Obstetrician does like pregnancy stuff.
Oh, you're pregnant.
I do not have a womb. Not for lack of trying.
Well, I don't have a womb naturally, per se, but I have acquired a womb and I am needing of information. They go, sir? You're like, it is not for...
I'm inquiring for a vessel for the womb.
You do the shit that I do where I'm so nervous that people will think that there's something nefarious that I just become instantly more suspicious, where I'm like, and it's not for anything nefarious, I promise.
Right.
It's like, what is it for? Oh, what could it be? Sometimes.
Something amazing, I guess.
Yeah. So, we gotta catch up. I actually wrote some things down, and I will be honest, at first they were not as bip bop and high energy because like it's not been the last 2 weeks have been life. There have been a lot of not great things, but also a lot of good things, which I think is also important. Like much like you were saying when we were talking earlier, where it's like trying to like still think about the positives as well, because it's way too easy to just
become mired in the
misery loves company. That like oh well. Everything's fucked, so...
Co-ruminating.
You won't let me live with you again?
Not anymore. Not since the incident.
I'm sorry that Daisy pooped in your bed.
She didn't poop in my bed. She pissed in my bed twice.
Oh, Lulu pooped in my bed.
Lulu pooped in your bed.
Lulu, no.
Let me tell you something. Piss is a little bit more of a mess.
Yeah, it is. At least poop, it's like... Because it wasn't like running.
As long as it's dry poop.
Well, it was just like...
Little pellets.
Like pellets. So it's just like I picked it up and I'm like, I gotta wash these.
Yeah, no, mine
not
was...
the poop, but
mine was, it's a late night. I slip into bed and I'm like, why is it wet down there?
I haven't.
Why
peed
is it
yet.
wet? I haven't even gotten started. Why is it wet
Who
down there?
soaked my sheets?
This is my job.
Would you like your underpants?
Someone's taking my job. They're taking jobs. What?
I can't say it.
Okay.
I would say it if I was talking to Sin because I can get away with it.
Okay.
But Daisy's a sweet girl. We love
Yeah.
her. She's
Oh.
yeah. I'm like,
I think I get the gist.
that's a very
Yeah.
like extrapolated joke, which is a
Yes.
joke on the joke,
Right.
of course.
R.I.P. Brandon.
R.I.P. Brandon. Yeah, rest in peace.
Joking on the joke, and I hope he sleeps
Oh.
well.
Yeah, they're not dead exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's just resting
I think
in
so.
orbit.
Well, also, I love how he was like, we got to like get time set up, and not once on those days has he hit us up to play.
Well, we never really agreed to the times.
I guess that's fair. I was ignoring the text because it was hot.
Yeah.
So maybe
So this is actually a story of betrayal.
you're right. And what better place to be than in the lead up to the final act? I'm gonna get the sad thing out of the way first, just so that it's addressed, and then continue to go through the rest of the announcements, which just get better in terms of news. Apologies for no podcast last week. Unfortunately, my sister's one of her dogs that she shares with her boyfriend slipped a disc, ended up becoming paralyzed in his back legs, and then although they were able to do surgery, unfortunately he did pass on her birthday, which was not great, and was like, so it's been a very rough time in our home. And one thing that, like, when you've been in the podcast game, this is the part where it starts to get fun. Not that I'm trying to downplay it. It's just that, like, we're here for funnies. Not for depression. Is
Gotta find the joy.
the joy is that, like, it's like there's definitely some episodes where you can tell that we're fucking tired and we probably should not have made an episode. And with that, we've also noticed that when we have taken the time where it's like it's just too busy, we just don't have the time, or we're just not feeling well and not feeling whatever, we come back and, like, the episode like it feels much better. So apologies for not communicating. It just was busy, and honestly just I didn't have the time to. At the same time, you were also busy dealing with your own slew of problems,
Yeah.
which is very fun, but
Yeah.
we're here,
And when you're here,
your family, so give me money.
so where's my gift card?
I'm looking.
Not card. Where's my gift card?
It can be in a card. A card is a vessel for the gift card.
For the gift card.
I don't want to read your message. If there's no heft to your card, I ain't reading it. So unfortunately that it has been a bit rough and whatnot, like through the worst of it, so to speak. But just like with anything, loss of a close pet is hard, especially with it being so sudden. So in brighter news, we are finally going to be doing some streams and some extra content. Not yet though, because we still don't have the time. But we last I checked on the YouTube Studio app, we're like just shy of 1,900 subscribers, which means, drum roll, we are just about at 2,000 subs, which is a very surprising milestone.
Yes.
And especially considering, to be blunt, the lack of work we put in, where we really just record and just have fun.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised if we try. You haven't even seen the podcast final form. But it just in tradition with what we've done previously, we will most likely do a 2K celebration stream if we get there.
Yeah.
What if we stopped at 1.99 and it just started going down?
Well, we're still gonna do the holiday streams.
Yeah, we gotta make them have to spare.
Forget what I just said.
Yeah.
We still have to do the.
If we don't hit 2K subs by the end of the year, the
You
channel
get nothing.
Actually, people in the
2K or delete.
in the since we didn't upload last week and there was no communication because I forgot to, even though I was like, I'll go ahead and take care of it, and I'm like, I forgot. It takes time, and a time that I didn't think to do it. I also need to. I want to start watching the podcast again because now that we put them out,
Sounds terrible.
because we put it out on Sunday. So
You've forgotten everything.
that's it. That's literally it. Versus doing it on Wednesday, I'm like, I just had this conversation yesterday, and I feel like a tired mom. I feel like not.
How many times do I have to say this?
Like Nani and Lilo and Stitch. I think that's her name, right? Nani?
Who? The sister?
The older sister, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. More or less.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't know.
No, I know. I love Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
At least I did.
Yeah. I liked the
good.
show, too. I just liked all the
I
experiments.
watched the show. When the show was on, I would watch it sometimes.
Would you play the Flash game? That
Yes,
Disney
of course,
had?
the sandwich stacker.
Oh, fuck you. That was
That's
bad.
great.
There we go. Yes, it fucking slapped.
625 sandwich stacker? Hell yes, I did.
And how he was just as powerful as Stitch.
But just didn't.
But like that's me. Like that's how I view myself. Is like I could do anything if I just wasn't hungry.
Right.
It's like, but you ate. Well, now I'm tired.
We're not time.
I'm sleepy. An announcement that won't matter because it's already happened by the time you're viewing it.
This is like time traveling.
We're doing a.
I have something I need to say.
Okay.
But not right now.
Okay.
I don't
do you want me to make a
to
note?
disrupt. No, it's just like a stupid little thing. I'll remember.
Okay. Well, regardless, I'm here to help you out. We're 100 subs to 2K. We'll do a 2K celebration stream. What should we do? We just like work's just been really busy for both of us. Very much so, kind of out of nowhere. Good and bad, but like bad for the sake of time, but like good because like, you know, it's interesting at least. Like I'm learning a lot. But it's kind of making some better like, okay, we need to just start like instead of being like, all right, whenever we have time, it's like that's a thing that I know at least I work on, but we both are bad about is like sometimes we just need to pick a date and then
Commit to the bit.
Yeah, because it's easier. Once there's a date, it's like, okay, yeah. It's like pick one. And I'm like, I can't. I don't know.
Happen.
We'll do it. So what should we do? I know that we do have the board game that Loop had sent, so we'd give that a shot, play that. But maybe do a little bit. There's some stuff. We'll talk about it in the future too. But maybe some like fan submitted stuff, and that we have a third party like check for us to do a game of like, is it this or this? That whole like, is this an adult toy or a dog toy? Sort of energy of things like descriptions and stuff could be a lot of fun to have some more like interaction and whatnot. And then
maybe we'll play with matches.
I hope so. Burn this fucker to the ground. We also, would you like to talk about the holiday streams?
No.
So we will.
Yes, we're gonna try to do holiday streams this year, much in the same ilk as last year. Last year we really only did the Christmas one.
Yes.
But we wanna, now that we're into the heavy hitter.
And I think that's because we had just gotten
and
we weren't really.
The Christmas one was one of our first streams.
Yeah, I think it was our second stream. Our first stream was it for the 500K subs?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that we're approaching into the heavy hitter, the big 3 months, it's we got all of our holidays ahead of us. So we got some plans for some holiday streams.
We're thinking mid-October, the exact date to be determined, but probably the third Sunday in October, so it'll be before Halloween. We'll be doing a live stream. Maybe we'll carve pumpkins. Maybe we kiss. I don't know.
Make our pumpkin kiss.
Maybe. That's been a thing. We've been we finished Soul Eater and the Anime Nights, and then we started watching Fire Force. And we finished Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff. Like we've been finishing lots of stuff. And anytime there's like any hot character, like especially if there's two of them, I will just make a comment, which I don't understand why it's problematic, but I just go, oh no, I hope they don't kiss.
Why is that problematic?
Because I want them to kiss.
That's not problematic.
It's just it gets groans.
Oh well.
Which is fuel.
Yeah.
Because
cringe.
I'm not allowed to talk
Smile.
about it. Ooh. Oh. God, that's so good. Josh was the Odie fan of the day yesterday on my Wednesday stream. He came in and it was big ups for Josh, and he was like, "All right, big man." He goes, 5 push-ups every half hour, and I went, "Are you sure?"
What do you take me for?
Yeah, And I was like, let's bump it up to 10. Or he was like, all right, big guy, let's do 10 push-ups every 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay.
You got
Josh,
it.
I will surprise you. Now, can I run for long times? No.
From your feelings.
You right. You right. Yeah, so we'll be doing that. Try to do something for a American Thanksgiving stream, and then obviously a holiday stream at the end of the year. So that'll be a fun kind of slew for the upcoming dates to be determined. As soon as we have a better idea of when those dates are, we will make them more publicly available. An announcement that I received, I actually received a bit ago, and wanted to make a point of, and then we're done with the announcements, and we can you can talk then.
Housekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to finish off housekeeping.
Well, actually now there's two that I realize. Our manager, Rudy,
The ghoulie
has just been talking via voicemail lately. And it's very weird. So not really sure what's going on there. Explains the mismanagement and everything. But I would also like to, from the Hell Yeah Podcast boys, like to wish a certain Anon E. Mouse a happy 10-year anniversary. On the 29th will be their 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
So congrats. I hope you have 10 more or whatever you yeah. I don't know what goals are. I don't know. Well,
I don't know that it usually comes with goals. I think it's
you're
more
right.
Just
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But also, if I didn't butcher it and make it a bit cursed,
right?
Would it be truly from us? Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
You said it. I hope it's great, and I hope you have many blessings and are fortunate for the next 10 years. And then with the Hell Yeah Podcast 10-year special. Could you imagine we did this for 10 years?
I choose not to.
Yeah, we're probably recording next week, and that is a big thing. So, and with that is all of my announcements. You'll be on my stream on Saturday that they will have already happened and they don't know about, but I'll have to announce.
I was on the stream yesterday.
Did you have a good time? Yeah. How did it go?
I really liked when I kept winning, and then because that meant we both won because it's a cooperative game.
That's right.
I like that.
I was very nervous. I was like, "Where you go? What do you mean you won?" You're like, "I brought a knife." Oh God. So what's been new? It's been a minute.
My channel almost got deleted.
Flop. You almost.
It didn't almost get deleted.
You meant to delete the podcast channel,
and
but
I was on the wrong account.
I just, how sometimes when you're trying, you ever feel like sometimes your mouse's DPI just shifts, even though it wasn't touched, but it's like, and you're like, it's the fucking pufferfish. And it's not like the cute one like Cookie Dough was.
No.
Because Cookie Dough wasn't getting slaughtered.
Yeah, Cookie Dough is alive.
Also, do you think he was just trying to breathe and he wasn't eating?
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, yeah.
I told you. It's actually a very dark video. Mm-hmm. Like, he wasn't trying to eat a carrot. He was just trying to
breathe.
Gasp for
air.
air.
Sorry, you're dead, Flop. Smile. We can't do it because then people get such.
Yeah.
But I mean,
why not though?
After all, it's that picture, the nasty Bilbo. After all, don't
I deserve it?
Smile.
Anyway, yeah. So like, the channel went to shit for a couple days. I had a video.
You had it redacted.
There was a person who, like, when I put out the first announcement about it, where it was like, at that point I didn't have a plan yet. It was just like I had pulled everything down. So I was like, hey guys, like, I'm figuring it out. Just that's why stuff's gone. I'll keep you posted. And then amidst the chaos of trying to get all of that done, while also like an actual work day, like trying to do like real work.
Yeah.
And then someone pretty quickly into it commented, and they were like, this might be like a little too early, but would you say your channel got redacted? And I was like, that's really good, but that's not what I need right this second.
I will come back to this in 3 days when I've figured it all out, and I will laugh.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to find this very funny in about 24 hours, but like, you could have held on to that for a little bit. But
also like someone else
gonna take it.
You have so
someone
many
else
fans.
gonna take it, and it was very funny.
If you saw your destiny right in front of you, do you have the courage to grab it?
Yeah, I mean, it was very funny. And then I made merch to celebrate the occasion that says I was redacted 09/09/2022, because
Profit.
you gotta like take
fun.
a bad thing and make it good, and good is money, and money is good. So
and that's just why YouTube's telling you've been bad.
Yeah, and that's why YouTube's like, you stupid little bitch.
You ever been called a bad
Except
boy?
I've made YouTube a lot of money. Let's not have that conversation because we're currently on the platform. Yeah.
But we are not monetized.
We.
If you see ads, YouTube gets all of it. And honestly, Susan, I hope you deserve it. Thank you for hosting us, because we can't host.
Can't host.
No.
Yeah. So it was a very, very, very chaotic 2 or 3 days. 3 days, trying to get that all settled. But I think we're good now. Yeah, I can't really go into too many details about it, but suffice to say, like, we should be good. I believe, following all the guidelines now. So we should be okay. But yes, it resulted in a very, 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 very stressful time, which was not great. But it's done now.
Yeah.
In theory.
I mean, still stressful, but only time will tell the ultimate, the shakes. So
yeah, we'll see. That was the biggie.
Right.
Also,
I
swapped out that toilet.
So there's a you guys can't see it, but
behind you,
behind the lights, because we use literally like 30% of the room.
Yeah.
There's a bathroom with a toilet. Is there a shower in there too?
Yes, there is. Full featured
for a mid-cast shower.
When it get a little hot,
when I need to wash the filth off my body from the shit that I've said.
You filthy lion mouth.
Yeah.
You gotta climb in that shower.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Clothes on. Yeah. Come back just.
Not on my floor is waterproof, but still.
No, like it'd be a lot to clean.
It's gonna just make drippies.
Okay, but Hell Yeah podcast bathrobes.
I don't like bathrobes.
No, I have. Do you still have your Destiny one?
Of course I do.
And I never wear. Every once in a while, when I'm like,
really I used to wear it hungover.
I wore it on LSD, and it was very nice.
Yeah, I used to wear it hungover or drunk, but usually when I was drunk, I wasn't thinking that far.
But it's like, it's a vibe. Like, I'm not. I very rarely use it for its intended purpose, because I just use a towel. But isn't it supposed to keep you? It's just to keep warm while you're getting ready.
I guess. I've never really understood bathrobes. When I was younger, I was like, it's like a towel, but really inefficient. And then it's like, well, they're not actually for drying off. I'm like, then why does it exist? But it's like for, being like comfortable. But also like we live in Arizona. I'm like, I'm always hot. I'm like, half the time when I get out of the shower in like the summer, you very quickly reach a point where you're like, am I still wet or is this sweat?
Oh yeah. Especially like, if
you're having to stay like in the bathroom
for a bit, even if you open up that door, it doesn't matter. Like, it's almost like when I gotta get dressed for work, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna wear a shirt under my shirt just because like that's how I prefer to wear it, because I get because the sweaty, because I'm gonna have those pit stains regardless because it's so hot, and it's like just the steam from the bathroom, because you're like, oh, I'll put it on, and you realize I put it on too hot, and like I've let it run for 2 minutes, so I'm already fucked. And yeah, so I totally get it. But that would be like where if you have the time, but on days where I have the time to take as long of a shower as I want, I just won't.
Right.
Because I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I do love to take long showers, but then like the robe is irrelevant because like the time I'm enjoying is the time in the shower. As soon as I'm out of the shower, I'm like, just like, let's get dressed and get going. Like, I'm done. I've had my fun. Yeah.
Well, it's like you got your routine. It's like you put boxers on because it's cold. And like, I don't want to see my junk. No one else wants to see my junk.
Well,
as far as I'm aware.
Well,
and all those messages just unopened. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's just screenshots and no responses, and like missed calls from my mother. No. Oh, I answer if my mother calls me, which I did, and it was. To book cap the whole thing that they don't need to know about. She called me. Didn't even mention it.
No.
Which was just like, she's like, I'm glad you had fun. And I'm like, good. Because, like, I did. And that was it. And I'll see you this Saturday. So, vibes.
That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, so you fixed it, but you said the downstairs bathroom that was originally askew for the longest time. It was a piss pot.
Because the flange was too high, so then the toilet was sitting on it like some sort of bizarre teeter-totter.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had to finally, like,
Odie's bizarre toilet adventure.
Indeed. I had to finally cut the flange down, put on a new one, and then now you can actually, like, do all your business in that toilet. Mm-hmm. And then I also switched the one in my office downstairs to a bidet because...
You use that one probably the most.
I use it because I'm in the office all the time. And so, like, when my bidet was up in it, I mean, it is, I have now two, but the one that's, up in my bedroom, in the bathroom rather, it's in the middle of my bedroom.
Yeah.
up in my bathroom. Can you imagine?
It's on the I'm thinking of your bedroom when I'm
right.
like,
And it's just there.
Yeah. You probably could.
Anyway.
Natural.
The problem is it's like,
floor. You could have
anywhere's a bathroom.
A poopa roomba.
Ew.
A Pumbaa.
No.
Timon and Pumbaa, and it's just a...
My office is literally the farthest you could possibly be from
that bathroom
while still being in the house. And so sometimes if you're like, you need the bidet, you can't just go to the other toilet. Like, the last thing you want to be doing is trying to run through the house and then run upstairs.
Yeah. Like if
body doesn't
like
that.
If sometimes it hits.
And the body doesn't want that.
No.
So I was like, I want that in my office. So then I finally did it.
Did you just get another one?
Yeah.
So is it the same?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. So now the toilet situation in my house is very good, which makes me happy.
I think I still have, I'm pretty sure, the bidet that I had at my old apartment that I want to put in the other bathroom in my house that like is Cecilia's bathroom for the most part, but that's the one like closest to my stream room, because if I want to go use my bathroom, I got to go into my room and walk all the way around my bed, cross 3 different state lines, and then like I'm there. And
right.
Zuki just ran across, so he's fine because he'll just hang out and
you could just run across.
He'll just... My bed is on slats. They are slightly angled, and I am worried.
Be strong, brother.
Break and just snap.
Wow.
I don't be too strong. I ain't doing it. I don't want a broken bed and poop pants.
Well, and poop bed.
Yeah. Poop. It's poop.
It's that poop time.
Would it be a podcast? The hell yeah, Poopcast.
If we didn't talk about poop.
At least twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, poop's funny. Well, poop is funny, but like in a smart way. You got to be smart about it. Because some people are just like... I don't think farts are that funny.
No, I don't think farts are funny. Also, I only think like poop stuff is funny, like poop stories and stuff are funny if they're like actually like you and me like relating a story or something. Like that's funny. Like when like a show tries to like make like a bit about it, I'm like, this isn't like real and it's just stupid. It's not funny.
Me crying to my mother at the water park as I have just ruined this stall where I've covered every inch in shit, and I'm just crying. That's hysterical.
Me shitting through 3 different pairs of pajama pants on Christmas morning.
Like Christmas.
That's funny.
Yeah, because it's real, and there's like that like owning of like it was super embarrassing at the time, but it's like because it's embarrassing, it's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good. Oh, Lyndon's not too far. He's only like, he's on like 7th. So in the cross street. So I'm like, oh, pretty close. What were you saying? So yeah, so you did that. That was good.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be more to it. I thought you said it took you like all day. You said you made it seem like you had like a lot for it.
No, it's not fun stories. It was just a lot of work, but they're all done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
It just took time.
That bathroom downstairs, the other one was really good. Yeah. Like it looks really good.
Thank you.
So I see the progress you're doing, King.
I dropped this.
What was your time travel thing that you were going to say?
Time travel thing.
You were like started saying like, something about time travel, and you're like, no, I'll remember it.
It wasn't. So like, I remember what I was going to say. I don't remember how it ties into time travel. I think it was the way that you said whatever sentence that you said, because it reminded me of, I absolutely hate when people particularly earnestly say that Mythbusters quote of "I reject your reality and substitute my own."
Oh,
It's so like, I don't know why someone said that recently, and like they said it like earnestly, and I'm like, that was such a thing that people like really grabbed onto from that show that
It's
Adam
the
Savage
feeling-
said. And it's very much like you can just picture the kind of person who says it.
they're the same one that are using memes from 2010.
Yeah, and
But today.
and they're probably wearing a shirt that has like 2 wolves and a full moon on it.
Or it's like a weird, like, semi-chibi, like, cartoony thing, and it's like, you know, don't mess with me, I'm a gamer, or something.
Oh, they're wearing the green Triforce shirt with the brown cargo shorts.
Oh, you're giving them some credit, but yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's like the heather green, and it's like faded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong, like, well,
A
it's
little
just-
bit wrong.
It's just like that, like,
I don't know why, but somehow that phrase became like connected to a group of people
it's just
who
that
decided
like,
to
whole-
live by it.
There has to. The Germans probably have a name for that feeling, because they got a name for every weird ass fucking feeling
every very
you could have,
specific thing.
of like someone using something that you've just like at one point that would have been funny, like when it was relevant, but it's like
in the
so-
moment when he said it,
like
it was like, oh, that's unique and funny. And then it was like immediately like latched onto in a way that like, I don't know, just made it like, oh God.
like I don't know what it is, why there's sometimes like such a visceral reaction to things when it's like they're just enjoying things, like I don't want to yuck their yum. Oh, I hate that phrase, so I am gonna yuck that yum.
I never like when people say that like in person, I would never be like, oh my God, did you just say that? Like,
But I'm
no,
gonna
no.
remember it.
I remember it. But like in the moment, like I laugh or whatever. Cause like, again, like you can say whatever you want. Like I'm not trying to like shit on it, but I make assumptions about you when you say that earnestly. And I'll remember that for the rest
Say
of
it
my
with your whole
life.
chest.
Yeah. I don't know why that like, it was something, I don't remember what it was. You said a sentence and
Yeah.
you said it in a similar cadence that it made me just think of that. And I was like,
yeah.
oh, I hate when people
I want to say
that.
you said time travel, so that's so. I'm glad I still wrote it down.
Yeah.
because it's like I wanted to know. So I have a funny story in relation to talking about. We hung out with Big Ups for Josh,
Big ups for Josh.
who finished his master's,
Congratulations.
and we were there. It was great. Brandon was busy building a nursery. Till 11:30 at night. Well, he could have been asleep, but it didn't matter. He didn't respond the entire time,
Yeah.
and he missed out.
Well, he probably turned off the notifications because we were texting like he was going to be there, even though he wasn't.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
And
fair.
he had said he wasn't going to be there, and yet we, instead of using a group chat of just the 3 of us, we continued in the one that he was in. So if I was
Yeah.
him, I would have muted it.
Yeah, that's fair. If I mute, I'm never gonna unmute though. Is the
Yeah.
problem. That's why like for some of them I don't. I'm just like, can you? I'm like, Brandon, do you need to do this right now? It is hot outside in downtown Phoenix. But no, so we hung out and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was actually like a really nice night, and like we laughed a shit ton. All over the place. It was very fun. And
Spicy ATL wings are too spicy.
so I have a
They
story
taste
about
so
it.
good, though. I love them. But, like, it upsets my stomach.
Yeah. Well,
But
like,
it's worth it because it tastes really good.
I had a moment of kindred spirits with another group of boys,
Uh-huh.
which sounds like weird because I'm being weird about it. No, so when I went to ATL Wings, first of all, I misremembered where it was. And so I went to the intersection I thought they were at, pulled in, and I'm like, why is there no
Where's
wings?
the wings? Where's the wings?
And it's like, where's the wings? Where's the wings? I already ordered it. And I'm like, yeah, it's on this street. And I'm like, yeah, you're not on that street, you dumbass. And I'm like, oh God. So I'm like, fuck, I'm going to be late. But I was on time. I was a few minutes late, but I was like right there, which very surprising for me.
You got there before me.
And Brandon. That
Let's
is
have
true.
That conversation.
He won't respond.
He wouldn't answer.
But when I got there, it was funny because like I was like, I'm going in there and I'm like, I'm picking up my wings for the boys.
Right.
And I had ordered, well, this is a sub part of it. I'll get into that because it relates to something else. But when I pulled up, a car also pulled up next to me. So like I walked in and I'm like, all right, picking up wings. And the two guys, like as they were in there, I didn't really like see them get out of the car. Like one guy stayed in while his buddy went in and to go in. Got my wings. As I'm turning to go, I see him and he's just like, seems like a cool, normal dude. And he's going to like talk to them for a second. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like double checking that like I needed Josh's like gate code and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like standing outside my car before I like get in, which I don't normally do, but I did.
Uh-huh.
And the guy comes out and he goes, looks over his buddy because he's got like the window down. And his buddy's like, how long till the wings, man? It's boys' night. And I'm like I don't say anything. I can't like, we can't mix the boys.
Right.
But like, I can appreciate a fellow boys because I did get a
communal
head
boys
nod.
night.
Yeah, I got a head nod of like
for
the boys. Like,
right.
Where they're like, yeah, man, like, we're a little too early, but they're almost done. And it's like, you know, oh man, these are going to be so good. Like, just like excited. And like the two of them, like I could just tell by looking at them that like they could have maybe been brothers, but it was more of like, you could tell that they were very close. Like, and it's just like that, like, fuck yeah, man. I'm like, you know what? It is wing night for the boys.
Wing night for the boys.
I should have been like, you guys celebrating Josh getting his master's too? And they're like, yeah.
Crazy.
And then me pulling up to, I use the GPS. You know how Google sometimes will not tell you? Or like, it's like, okay, you're here, ding, but like, stuff's too close
like
together.
Where, yeah.
And even though it's on the right, I'm like, okay. I pull in front of a house. And I had seen what I thought was Josh's house based on my memory of like how you walk up to his house.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a dude in a truck, like a dad. And I'm like, that must be Josh's dad because it's like to celebrate him getting his master's. Again, me not realizing that it was literally just the boys and not Brandon because he couldn't be there.
Yeah.
So it was just us three. Like, I never remember events, no details for me, please. I don't need them. And I'm like, I end up like walking, like I kind of like, all right, I'm looking for this house. And I'm like looking at one house. I'm like, that's not it. I don't recognize that like entryway. Mm-hmm. It's the house that he's in front of. So I end up like, I go, hey, and he goes, and I go walk up to the house and I'm about to like knock. And I'm like, I see like through the little glass pane that like, there's like a big fluffy dog. And I'm like, Josh doesn't have a dog. And I'm like, I don't think this is the right house. And I like turn around and like the guy's still in his car. And I'm like, I don't think that guy doesn't look anything like Josh. Like, I'm pretty sure Josh's dad looks a little like Josh.
Yeah, he looks a lot like Josh.
His brother, like even his brother, like they all look related, which is wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
People don't tell you that.
Like, you look more like your mom than your dad, though.
I have heard both ways of
really.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I just don't see it. I mean, maybe it's because you wore the wig and now you've just been burned in my head as like.
I mean, in the wig, it was uncanny.
Your mother has quite an influence on me, although she does scare me. When she just.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm like, can I go, please? Please, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, sorry, wrong house. He goes, oh, I know how that goes. And I'm like, I don't think that guy lived there. I don't know if that guy was visiting there. I don't know why he's chilling out there. This is very odd. Turns out the house that I parked in front of was Josh's house.
Yeah.
And I felt like a fool.
Yeah.
But I had the wings. And then I was like, I've been trying new things lately. And I wanted to get, I was like, I'll get new wings lately. Well, because I normally just get boneless wings. Right. And like, I'll just get barbecue. And so I was like, ooh, I'll get teriyaki boneless wings. Because I just don't, like, it's just a lot of work with the bone. And I feel like I'd rather consume all of the meat than only some of the meat. And they still fucked it up. Or I think I fucked it up, like, on the app. Because it's like you back out and, like, you think you're clicking things, but you're, like, autopiloting. So I had my teriyaki bone-in wings. But they were really good, too. I didn't try the spicy ones because I've had them before. And, like, I don't do spicy.
I love them, but ooh, they get
Yo soy un gringo.
They get everything upset.
Yeah.
My Caucasian mouth is like, we can handle that, and then my Caucasian stomach goes, we can't.
And your butthole's like, ah.
Actually, I don't really have problems with that.
Your butthole's just like, oh.
No, no, I don't really have problems with that. I know a lot of people do. No. Not that. Yeah.
Nasty. But yeah. None of those were fun, but yeah. Those were
pizza and wings. It was a good time.
It was a very fun time. And we played
time with the boys.
So I think because of we all got something from it.
We all took away some homework.
Like, I've been itching to play Diablo 3 recently, and I had a friend who was like, I always wanted to like play the DLC, which I'm like, what do you mean? And just Reaper of Souls.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I bought it on PS4 for $15. It'll be here. Like, I'm sure it's at my house right now. So I'm like, I gotta go level that character up. I'm excited.
Okay.
Because I do like Diablo 3 more than Diablo 2, which I know is a very hot take. But
I mean, it's a hot take amongst our friends.
yeah,
but
that's
it's
what
not
I mean.
a hot take.
I don't. Yeah. Not that I don't care about them, but like
You
like
don't.
in
Say
our
it.
friend group, I don't care about you. I care deeply about you. No, because like, well, just because I think it's because you guys grew up with it, so there's that like that plays into it a lot.
I just prefer Diablo 2's play style. I don't think Diablo 3 is a bad game. I just like Diablo 2 better.
Yeah,
They're just very different games. I think Diablo 3 is an odd step as a sequel to Diablo 2 because it doesn't feel like a Diablo. It doesn't feel like it's like Diablo 1 to Diablo 2 felt like a very like natural progression. Diablo 2 to Diablo 3 felt like a very drastic shift. And so like I like Diablo 3.
Almost like
I
it's
don't
like
like it as a sequel to Diablo 2.
like it should have been its own game, or it's like a side game almost.
Yeah, if I just play the game for what it is, I enjoy it, but I don't like it as a sequel to Diablo.
Is it the gameplay or the story?
Both?
Really?
Yeah.
Because I didn't like hate the story, but like I don't even remember it really too much right now. But like
The story was
that's all
okay.
right. It does seem like there's more
bad.
like longevity in Diablo 2, obviously since it's been around forever too. But like Diablo 3's been out since 2012,
Yeah.
which is also crazy.
Yeah.
But maybe because like I didn't play a lot of PC games as a kid, so it's like no, being able to just use the controller and it like makes sense. You don't have like
It's designed very well for
Yeah.
console.
like we legitimately, I didn't think that like when I thought Josh was kidding when he's like, we could play Diablo 3, and it's like, sure. And I was like, oh wait, are we gonna have any fun? And I'm like, oh no, we actually had Josh said I could do it. This was a Josh approved action. A fun time, just everyone waiting to like hit the menu. I want my item, but it was a lot of fun. It was actually like, I never thought to play that game like that.
Yeah, that's how I like Diablo 3. I don't really care for it on my own, but like with friends on one screen, like shooting the shit, it's a good time.
See, like that's one of those things that I'm like in my head now. I'm like, that's good to have in my pocket. Also, I do have a PS4 controller, so another boys' night, if we did want to do it again, I could just make sure to bring it, and then Brandon can play too. So,
Okay.
yeah. And what have you been doing since then? You stupid bitch.
So we all took away, something from that night.
Josh got his master's.
Josh got his master's degree. You started playing Diablo. You decided you wanted to play Diablo 3 again. Also, Josh got back into Destiny 2 a little bit. Not to speak for him.
That's what it was.
But
that's
he,
what it was.
He got
yeah.
into Destiny 2 a little bit.
We did talk about it a lot.
We did. Which also, I've been watching videos about Destiny 1. Such a trip. I've forgotten so much about that game.
Really?
Yeah. I just forgotten a lot about it.
Like lore, just like...
No, not lore, like gameplay mechanically and stuff.
Oh. I do look at footage
Like
and
reviewing old stuff, and I'm just like, it was a very different game. Not better, not worse, just very different.
I definitely prefer, like, I remember seeing like how crazy the sandbox for Destiny 2 looked, and like how like sometimes I look back at Destiny 1 and it feels like, oh god, like that's a very like almost like unappeasing like UI.
Yeah.
But it's like mostly just because like I've just played, this game's been out longer than that one was.
Yeah. Well, I just remember like he talked at length about how like the level 30 grind, which was something you never even knew because it was gone by Taken King. But like the grind to get from level 29 to 30, the only way you could do it was by getting this stuff called etheric light. And like the only way you could get that was in raids or Iron Banner. So I became an Iron Banner sweat for a while because I was like, I need etheric light, which was so stupid because I didn't need it for anything, because you only needed to be level 30 in end game activities, really. But I wanted it, like, because the difference in damage you dealt and damage received, or some combination of that, from 29 to 30 was like 50%.
Oh shit!
It was a crazy
but
jump.
only in raids. Like,
In any like PvE activity.
Okay, so even in patrols.
I think so. Or at least any like instanced thing. So like missions.
Yeah, because I think
maybe
like,
not patrols spaces.
because patrols are like the patrol spaces in Destiny 2 especially are so that you feel like a god.
Do you remember how? And again, I don't remember if this was around by Taken King. So like I don't know if you actually will remember this, but how public events, you like they were never announced in game. You had to
No.
like have your app on your phone.
Yeah,
that, like
and
would
it was
tell
like a
you.
third-party app. Even.
Yes, that
And,
would tell
like,
you when they were probably gonna come, but
like,
then sometimes they still wouldn't.
And it's like you had to hope that you were in an instance with enough people.
Yes.
And then like if you finished it, you could try to like leave and come back into the area. Like I remember the very short amount of time that I played a lot of Destiny with Marshall.
Oh.
Yeah. We were doing pubs and like getting that war sat down.
Yeah.
Like good times.
War sat down.
In the Cosmodrome.
In the Cosmo Home.
It's
Crazy.
It's Cosmodome. A Cosmo Home.
Yeah. It's crazy shit. But anyway, so I've been watching some videos of that, and it's just like it's really cool to like look back and be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I fucking forgot. Stuff was like so different but so similar. Anyway,
Same but different.
none of that was my takeaway from our master's degree celebratory boys' night.
This is all going on in your head.
It's all going on in our head. We ended up also talking about RuneScape.
Yeah.
Old school RuneScape specifically, and started trading some stats and everything. And I was like, I want to play.
Josh really said bet, and then we actually pulled
up
our stats.
the high scores, and I'm like, guess how many level 99s I have? Dare me to sing a cappella. I was like, y'all can't fucking take it. Anyway,
Y'all can clown on 99 cooking, but do you have it?
do you?
You just have to do it.
I'm not gonna say that I'm upset about the fact that I have 99 wood cutting, but I never got a beaver, and that I have 99 fishing, but I never got a heron. I'm not gonna say I'm upset, but
I am.
I'm not gonna say it.
When you eventually get 90, like when you're finally like I'm bored, it's like
Right.
guess I'll fish a bit to try to get the heron.
It ain't right. Well, I don't even want the heron, but I would have loved the beaver. He's so cute. Although really, I want the little squirrel from agility. Actually, I want the raccoon from thieving.
Yeah.
I really want the raccoon, but I hate thieving. Anyway, I started playing old school RuneScape again. So I've been, I was AFK in my combat skills because, those, I only have to look at it every 10 minutes. So I'm writing scripts and just checking over every now and then, be like, oop, ammonite crabs are respawned, gotta go. And, doing the deed. And then today, though, I was like, you know what? Nah, we're getting the 99 prayer, baby. So
Or start working on it.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to sleep till I have 99 prayer.
Oh, because it's only 6 hours.
Yeah.
But you can
I have other things I need to do instead, but I'm going to level prayer to 99.
You can type a few words, right?
Yeah.
It's you go, actually, doesn't it take 20 seconds to empty your inventory of bones?
It takes almost a minute.
Oh, okay. So you do have a little bit of time.
You have a little bit. You could definitely write down some ideas. A sentence.
I mean,
you can get a vibe.
Okay. In all actuality, as someone who sometimes does that method and it works,
well,
because it's I only have a minute. It's boop, boop, boop. And you're like, oh, fuck. Okay. I know what I'm going to write. It's okay, hurry up, click. You suddenly will realize that your focus has shifted because you're
well, I mean, it really does work for brainstorming stuff, which I have a lot to figure out still about events that are upcoming on the channel. So it's working and I am making progress, but I just need to I got to get level 99 in prayer because then I can go back to AFKing and actually being productive.
Yeah.
Also, I got to piss so bad.
Go
so
pee.
I'm about to take a spin in the new bathroom.
Okay. Sounds good. And then we do probably have a decent chunk of questions. I figure we could do question time or we could do package time and then question time.
Questions and package.
Question and package. Package and question. Where's the questions? Alrighty. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's so good to be back with the sign. We are still a channel. We are still doing it. It's just been busy. But working on things. So, yeah. I hope you guys are doing well. And I'm going to take this moment to say that no matter what you're currently going through, you're doing good. And I'm proud of you. Because, and I don't mean that in a pity way or anything like that, but just we can't always give 100%. Some days our 100% is 50%. But you got up today, and that's a win. And you should own it. You're allowed to feel good about yourself. You are allowed to do well. You're allowed to have off days. You are allowed to eat whatever you want. You're allowed to do whatever. You're allowed to be yourself. And as long as you be yourself and listen to your heart, That's all anyone could ask you. So, enjoy. He didn't leave the door open so we could hear his piss, so I'm a little disappointed. I'm going to rate it less high than I did before. So I guess we'll find out if they can hear it with the door shut, because I couldn't hear it. Well, yeah, I don't care that, but I was like, you didn't leave it open. I couldn't hear you piss.
The amount of piss that I just pissed.
Are you pissing on my piss?
The amount of piss that I just pissed.
Oh.
Something else. Something else.
Something fierce?
Listen, I'm not saying I overflowed the toilet, but because I didn't. Because that'd be very difficult with just urine.
Brandon could.
He pees so often and yet so much.
Dude,
and he doesn't even like drink any water.
And I don't think he's like pushing it for a heavy stream. Like I think that's just how he built different.
I think he doesn't have a heavy stream. I think he has a tiny little urethra, and that's why he pees so long.
Yeah. But it's like loud.
It's like a jet.
Yeah, he's just like he probably chokes
he's holding
it.
the hose.
So he goes,
you know?
He's
putting his thumb on it so that way he can spray it around. Woo! Jesus Christ.
No, Taylor, it was the baby.
The baby peed in the nightstand drawer.
Like father, like son, or daughter. Oh, God. Alrighty. So let's go to some questions.
I bumped. I fucked it.
I fucked it.
I fucked it.
Yeah. What in it?
Okay, yeah.
Wait. Oh, what is it? What?
That's why I love quit, wit.
That was good. Alrighty. So we're just gonna go in reverse numerical order, which is top down. What? Alrighty. So Space Antlers 26 asked.
Hey yo, what up?
A question for you. A question for me. I figured we'll swap. So if people are asking me a question, you can ask it.
There's no pop.
I can't find the video, and it makes me so upset.
There wasn't a pop.
There was like a specific edit because
pop.
He's too controversial now, so it's like a lot of times people are taking down
now
other stuff. Well, yeah, like to the point where he's been deplatformed. I mean, in the last couple of years,
right?
So it's like that's what I mean.
There's no pop.
There's no pop.
There's no.
See, we grab it. There's a pop.
Yeah.
For Eric,
what up?
If I may ask,
we'll see. We'll see.
I always wondered where the foundations of your magic system, specifically the elementals, came from.
Oh.
If it was something you thought about as a kid, read in a book, etc. It's so creative and one of the things that really drew me into your channel. So I thought I'd ask, no worries at all, if it's something you'd rather not share, though.
Well, thank you. The elementals specifically came from my rampant obsession with Bonkles. Because Bionicle in general is built around what?
Part of me just wanted to go, I looked outside and there was elements. But that's just because, like, I'm a shithead.
I saw the air.
But I know that's not, like, real.
No. I became very invested and interested in elemental stuff as, like, a system of magic because I fell in love with Bionicles. Bionicles take an interesting idea of the concept of elements in the sense that, like, there's 6 core elements rather than 4. So, like, you've got the classics, fire, water, earth, and air. But then in Bionicle, they also add ice and stone, which you could say, isn't ice just water? Isn't stone just earth? Yeah, I know. But guess what? Ice and stone are the best things about Bionicle, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, and it's a difference in utility.
Yeah. But anyway. I don't have time to fight about this. No, but that's where my interest in like element stuff came from, was honestly from Bionicle because I love Bionicle. Magic in general, I mean, it's just sort of, I don't have like a direct reference that sort of like, inspired a lot of it. Some elements of like magical stuff I got like, has inspiration in other sources, like the way that like death and like Deathwalker stuff and like that all works, like takes heavy inspiration from the Abhorsen trilogy, like Sabriel and everything, like the idea of like death as a river and stuff. I'd
love to play a character with death bells.
Yes.
Like in an actual video game.
Yeah. That's a little tiny bit of where like the idea for like a lot of magic in my world is tied to like musical imagery and everything. A little bit of that came from the bells. Although like done in very different ways. Like there isn't like a physicality to it in my world. But like, yeah. And some of that also just sort of like was born of, so like when trying to describe the way that like someone would have like power, there's in the Abortion trilogy and stuff, they talk about how like, oh no, maybe not the Abortion trilogy. I think in the Abortion trilogy, there's
Garth Nix has written so much.
There's like threads that go through the world.
Okay.
And so like you can like grab a thread and like pull it, and like you can like make magic happen that way.
Okay, like the weave.
Yeah, but it's that there's like threads like in the universe. Mine, I imagined it as like threads within yourself, that you like have your own threads of power, which was also kind of a play on I never even like thought about it like this, but like the more that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I guess I got some of these references from some of these things. I became like obsessed with, there's an episode of Star Trek Voyager, which is not very good, called The Darkling, where there's this line that B'Elanna Torres says, where basically like it's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde story, where the doctor is a hologram, and he in trying to like improve his program, he ends up accidentally creating like a dark side to his program. He's like, he tries to take personality traits from a lot of different historical figures to like broaden his personality and everything.
Also to become like taking the best of all the best leaders in a sense, like.
Right, but then the problem is he doesn't just take the best, he takes everything. And so there's, you know, bad aspects to everyone. Even there's bad aspects to good things about people. So like one of the like examples that they cite is that, you know, like I think they talk about like Lord Byron or whatever, where it's like he was this amazing creative like person who was a writer, but like he had like horrible like emotional, you know, like struggles, because like it sort of just went hand in hand with his creativity. It drove so much of his amazing work, but it also
tortured
was like
artist sort of thing.
Yeah. And they talk about like a made up example is like this like Vulcan person who like are, you know, super logical and everything. And so like you'd think, well, there wouldn't be bad to that. But like in her case, it was that she like, you know, executed that logic with absolutely no empathy. And so it's like, you know, completely heartlessly, basically.
Pure
and
numbers. Like, okay, but those are still people.
Right. They're people. And like she didn't look at anything like that. All of that is in service of the plot, in that B'Elanna says like, you know, like there are dark threads that run through everyone. And so like when you take a person's whole personality, you're going to get good and bad. And the problem is like in the context of like him being a hologram and just sort of like integrating those personality traits, all of the dark threads like came together and basically made like this like dark aspect of his personality that he then lost control of because of like the way that like stuff is iterative in like programming. Anyway, that line where she says like there's dark threads in everyone, like just stuck with me for some reason. It's not particularly groundbreaking or well written, but like it just stuff sticks with you sometimes. And
the
so
point
like,
where you like just like you didn't even like realize that's kind of where you got it from.
Yeah, but like that's where that like concept of like threads came from. And then the musicality of like magic in my universe was like a little bit of it was inspired by the bells and stuff in
Or like a
Sabriel.
harp, like the strings of the harp.
Yes, and that's where the rest of it came from, was then when I was trying to like figure out ways to like describe like, you know,
The
like
harp.
having threads of power, it was like you like strum them, pull them, and so then it just sort of like music became an offshoot of that. And then, you know, as I sort of defined that demons and the demonic plane are where magic comes from and everything, that like that musical imagery then played really well into that, which is why like the demonic plane where magic comes from is called Aria, and like their government is the chorus and stuff. And so like that sort of musical imagery like sort of was born out of that kind of stuff. But yeah, so that's
really cool.
That's a lot of the inspirations.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you. Also, Josh said fuck the NCR, which like, damn, I was really wrong on that one.
What's the NCR?
The Northern California Republic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar.
Well, Josh is obsessed with Rome shit.
Yeah, I see, but I didn't know enough.
For Odie, this is still from Space Antlers 26. When did you start watching anime, and what is it about your favorite shows that resonates with you?
Yeah, so I watched I didn't really watch any like actual anime. Like I'm sure like Toonami stuff, but like not, you know, it's like you watch Dragon Ball Z and Naruto because it's on.
Right.
Not like actively watching it. I think I watched I watched SAO first, Sword Art Online, which like even still to this day, I will sometimes rewatch it up until the kid. They get the kid, and then I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. It's not even finishing the first season. Like they're not even out of the game yet. I don't care. I'm over it. I hate it. But like then started watching like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I have a tattoo of, which was really cool. I was trying to think as like I read the question, and you know, especially for ones like these where it's like we kind of do need to at least like skim the questions ahead of time, just so that like I don't want to be like, oh, I don't know. A perfect example of like, you know, what is it about my favorite shows that resonates with me is the way that you're able to convey, like, as long as it's well written, which most of the time they are. Like there's definitely there's so much anime where there's a lot that's just very like there's just one thing about it and like that's it, you know, kind of like one note or whatever. And then there's some like deeper ones like shonen is like kind of the more like, in my opinion, most popular genre of like for like boys and stuff like battle anime, of whatever regard. But Hunter x Hunter in particular is probably the anime that like emotionally or like that resonates the most with me. JoJo's is my favorite because like I just enjoy it. Like it's just a good time. But like Hunter x Hunter, especially after finishing, because the anime's unfinished and it will remain that way. The manga, he's finally releasing a new volume here soon, but he's injured and it's kind of, you know, not much gonna do. But like a story about just like this kid who like, regardless of everything that happens, at least up until the end of the Chimera Ant arc, like anytime he could be negative, he just sees everything as like a positive opportunity to grow. Like he's like, I just want to meet my dad, because like, and I want to be a hunter because if my dad left me to be the world's best hunter, that means it's got to be amazing to be a hunter. And it's like, fuck, like going like, no, you're like Gene's a piece of shit, but like also like and like the theme departure, like it fucking gets me. Like it'll make me like when I started my rewatch not too long ago, which I got caught up in the Chimera Ant arc, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna skip some of this.
Crossfire.
Exactly. Like hearing that like da 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 da, and I'm like seeing how young they are. It's like, oh fuck. Even though physically like not much difference, but like it's like, oh, I get chills, and it's just that like friendship, the bonds of like changing the ways that like through this medium that that like how much characters grow and reflect. Like at the beginning, Gon is this happy-go-lucky, just incredibly like clearly this kid has talent and like is like almost scary in a sense because it's like he's 12 or like 13, like he's very young. And then Killua, who's like literally an assassin, like in the hunter exams, there's a guy who's like the reason why he's in jail and they're fighting prisoners, because if the prisoners win, they get time off their sentence. He killed 128 people with his bare hands in one night until he was finally stopped. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna like destroy the shit out of you. And it's this whole thing, and you're like, oh fuck. And Killua just goes, whoo, and it's like, wait, what? And he's just holding a bag with the dude's heart in front of him. Because he's like a trained assassin kid who's like been like tortured and shit his whole life. And it's like, poor baby. And then like they finally finished the exams, Gon passed, but Killua didn't because Killua I forget the reason why, but his brother fucked with him, and like Killua goes back home onto like the top of the mountain. That's like you can't get to his house because it's a family of assassins. They're very famous and like it's so hard to get there. And Gon's like, I told Killua that I would come and visit him, so we are going to go and visit him. And it's literally like, I don't care if you're telling me I can't come in. I'm going to see my friend. And it's a very fun arc of them going through everything. They meet Canary, who's really cool. Leorio's there. And like they finally get to him, and like Gon's mom or Killua's mom's telling him the whole time, like, your friends are gone. They don't care. Like, you're back here. Like, focus on the family, yada yada. And like his dad, who is wild, but he finally is like, tell me all about your summer, like tell me about like your thing. And he's like, go off and have fun with your friends. And like that, like Killua like going from being what he was told he has to be to you can do whatever you want. And there's a really poignant thing, especially at the time in my life that I've kind of realized I'm at, where like a big difference between the two of them is that Gon knows what he has a goal from the very first like episode. He's going to meet his father. He's going to become a hunter and find his dad one day. And Killua's whole life was, you're going to be an assassin. But by meeting Gon and making friends, he like doesn't want to kill. Like he doesn't want to do that. And so he realizes at one point, like after they finish, they finish the hunter exam, they meet up, and then they're like, hey, we're all going to split up. Like the two boys are going to go do something. Leorio's going to go study school stuff, and Kurapika's doing some other shit. And we'll meet up in September and at like a specific place. And so the two boys, they go and visit Gon's aunt, Jean's sister, and it's a very poignant scene. It's one of my favorite scenes in the whole anime where they're camping out outside, looking up at the stars, and Killua was like, "So what are you gonna do?" And Gon's like, "Well, we're gonna go try to like get stronger to like I gotta get stronger to like get Hisoka's badge because it's a whole thing to give him. Like if once I can hit him, he'll take his badge back. It's like a whole thing." And Gon's like, "What about you, Killua?" And he goes, "I don't know. Like I don't know what to do. Like I guess we're just done." And Gon's like, "What are you talking about? You're coming with me, right? Like I need my best friend." Like in that moment where he like finally realizes that like, and he kind of like dedicates himself as like, he still hasn't like chosen his own path, but he's on the start and like the way of growth. And then further on, when all of a sudden the roles have reversed, and instead of like Gon saving Killua in that sense, Gon goes fully off the deep end to the point where he decides to kill the hot cat. I'm going to make a pact with myself to have all the power I'll ever have. And he suddenly becomes like 6'5", where he still has his like 12-year-old clothes on. So he's just like, it looks like he's in a bare midriff. His hair is like 50 feet long and it's in the air. And like this fight that I was waiting for, it's about a minute and a half. And it is dark, brutal. And like Gon loses like all of his limbs, but like wins. And like Killua then like uses his trans sister who can make wishes to get him his body back, which sounds completely crazy, but it's great. But all of that to say, there's just so much rich story, and those are just like a couple points in the like 100 odd episodes of this anime that like even in the manga you get so much more too. Like there's just a really great story, like a great medium of storytelling, while also like being light and fun. And in particular, Hunter x Hunter is the perfect example of a protagonist that gets stronger as it goes on, but always in a natural way. Like they tend to actually lose a lot of fights when you really start to like break it down. Like he never beat Knuckle. Like Knuckle and Shoot win, and they get to go into the EDG or ED zone, whatever it is. And it's like, but like through those losses, they grow so much. Like that's one thing, is that like every person who meets them underestimates them because like the tenacity and like just that, like being able to like be inspired by that and like just like enjoy and like see that journey, especially on a rewatch where you know where things are going to go and you start to pick up on these little notes. Like Gon's ability that he does is all about John Ken, which is like rock, paper, scissors. I was rewatching it and it's like, they have conversations about rock, paper, scissors like 4 or 5 times in the episodes leading up to when he finally figures out his ability that he decides to do. And I'm like, how did I totally miss that last time? It was really cool. So there was also a similarly long answer to that question. Steph07 asks, because we have another one. I'm going to ask and then I'm going to pee myself. Eric.
Pee yourself?
Yeah. When it comes to Star Trek, do you stick to the live action stuff, or have you seen any of the admittedly more lighthearted comedic animated series like Lower Decks or Prodigy? Are you going to try Resurgence when it comes out?
So I stick to the live action stuff. I mean, like I have heard good things about Prodigy. I think it's really cool that they make like a show geared more towards kids. And I know that a lot of people who say like you can appreciate it even as an adult, which is cool. And I like that. I like that it's like from what I understand, from what I've heard, again, this is kind of like, I don't know 100% because I haven't watched it, but like in general, I've heard that it's a fairly like it's a more serious show. Like they kind of take it seriously. It's not as like light and comedic as like Lower Decks or something. I think that's cool. I have never watched it, and I don't really plan to. Lower Decks, I really have no interest in. I don't know. Maybe it's like a personal thing, but I think that every like cartoon that's geared towards adults is always kind of the same kind of humor, and it's not really a kind of humor that like I like. So I'm just not really interested in it at all. So yeah, I'm never gonna watch Lower Decks. But Resurgence, I hadn't heard about until like I read this question earlier, and I'm definitely gonna try it. It seems interesting. I'll be curious to see. Like Star Trek has a notoriously not great history with video games. Their video games are like I love Star Trek, but like they're not great when they come to video games for the most part. Love Star Trek Armada, but most of the time like they don't have a great track record with games. So I'm guardedly interested in it. I'm definitely gonna try it out regardless, but we'll see. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah. Steph, I'm gonna save your question for me for next week, because I didn't have enough time and I want to give you like an actual answer. And you also told me to skip it if it like didn't have the time. So the other question though was for both of us. How does it feel to have fandoms built around your content, both fictional universe and streamer personality?
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's very surreal even now. It's crazy. It really is the fulfillment of like a childhood dream to have people care about the shit that I came up with. Because I mean, like back when I was like a kid and everything, like I still like wrote stuff and had ideas and everything. I would like tell my friends about it, and my friends were very patient and would listen to me ramble at length about all this dumb shit I'd come up with. Because like back then it kind of was dumb shit, but that's okay. You got to start somewhere. But yeah, as a person who like the stuff that I love to consume, especially more in the past, I loved to like make fan content of and everything. Like I would write fan fiction. I would do like, fan art and stuff of like the stuff that I loved. I'd come up with my own like stories, my own episodes of Star Trek and shit. Like I loved all that stuff and everything. It really is kind of like the biggest badge of honor I could ever have, that people want to do that with my stuff. Like I never thought I would reach a time when anything I made would be, impactful enough that people would want to make fan content of it.
Yeah,
and like
to do all those things, because it's
that people would even want to talk about like stuff that I made like at length, like detailed discussions about the stuff I made. It's surreal and it's incredible and it feels great. There's of course there then is like another side of it too, where it's like it comes with the now levels of expectation and everything. Like how could it not? So like there's, it's not all sunshine and roses, and sometimes because people are so passionate about it, that has now reached a point where like I have an audience that is of a size where it's like now there will be like argument and like debate and like infighting about stuff, and like that's of course the not great side of it, but in general it's amazing and it's crazy. It's very surreal.
Yeah, it's very, very weird. I'm pretty sure when I had like started streaming, or even like before then, like I know I distinctly remember talking to you about it. It may have been after I'd started streaming, where I'm like, man, like when people start making memes of me, like I'll have made it, because it's like that is the truth. Because it's like you guys are way funnier most of the time than I am. I will always be the funniest person, except for you, of course. I have been humbled, but like it's so creative, because even if like I don't think they're funny, like it's still amazing. Like I love it just the same, because it's like you took time out of it. Like I got on a whole rabbit hole the other day because I was like, I had like checked TikTok, and I was like someone had like DM me something or whatever, or it just showed up on my timeline, and I saw that there was like all the tags, and I was like, oh, there's like an Odie fans tag, or like, you know, like hype or hell yeah podcast, like that I use too. But I'm like, other people use those.
Yeah.
Like people have made some really cool edits of a lot of our content, and it's just like, oh my God, like that is so cool. Like, it's just, it's crazy. Like, I'm glad that I'm able to like provide that. Cause like, you know, much like every normal person, I downplay all of my own, you know, strengths, or, you know, like, you know, don't take credit for my own work. You know, it's like, well, it's the people, you know, or like, you know, it's like, I'm not that funny. I'm not whatever. Like, it's not that good, but it's like, no. Like, a lot of people like genuinely enjoy it. Like my community, like I will say for the community in specific, like I understand that it's like people come there because of like you get introduced because of me, but like the community themselves are the community, like, and they have built it like that. And just like to have like a fun space, and it's one of those things where it's like fun, silly, just I hate chaotic, but I'll say it, chaotic kind of energy, because it's like,
just start calling it random.
Yeah.
Reclaim it.
Random, just so random. But
Reclaim
it's like,
it.
but that's just me though. Like it's very much of like, I'm amped up a little bit, but like, I don't like, some people really like are like their on-screen and off-screen persona are like very, very different.
Right.
And like, I really do feel pretty confident in saying like, there is very little difference between the two. It would be the same as like, it's just that you're kind of like on.
Right.
Which if you start to like make content in any way, you'll immediately understand where it's like, oh yeah, like, yeah, no, like I would kind of just feel a little more low energy, but I've even tried to be more like true to myself sometimes too, where I'm like, you know, guys, this is a bit more of a low energy stream, just so you know, because I still want to, but like, I'm tired. So we ain't going crazy, and we're gonna have a little more cozy, slower vibes. And if that's not your vibe, you can go. It's okay.
Get out.
But yeah, and like the other thing too, which I haven't run into too much, but I know you have, is like one of the like pseudo downsides is that like people may forget that like you yourself are just a dude. Like you have not like changed a whole lot in that sense, like from before you started to now. Like you're still very much of like just a guy. You're just much busier.
Yeah.
But like, you know, very much like not like going to your head. They're like, you know, sometimes people will like put on a pedestal, or like it's like the fact that people will feel like people like interacting with members in the community, whether it's like someone who's never really done anything and they make like a meme, and it's like, and I'm just like, I fucking loved it. And they're like, and I'm like, don't, like, I just thought it was fun. I'm just a dude. Like, you can just, if you go on Discord, you can just talk shit to me. It's okay as long as you're funny. Everyone clowns on me. That's the best part. My little hogs. And like with your stuff, like especially, it does make me laugh sometimes, because people do sometimes put you on a pedestal, like in the comments and whatnot. And I'm like, and they're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, all right, I'll ask him. And it's like, you know, when will we get the Zeke not safe for work audio? And the answer is, you won't.
You never will.
Because he won't allow it, and I'm never going to make it because I'm bored. And like, I don't have the energy for it. Although, one day, the demon of my creation will be allowed to be in the universe, even if it's on an April Fool's Day, because I'm so proud of it. I love it. He could be roommates with Echo.
That's not how that works.
He's hardwired in.
That's not.
He's like the Matrix. Whatever. If you can, no, never mind. I'm like, if you could guess the demon, you'll never guess it. No. I say that, and there'll be one comment, and it's like exact, and I'm just like, I'm done. I give up. Questions. So yeah, it's very cool, very awesome, and very, very appreciative. And then I will get back to your other question next week. Loop's 13th Faye asked, what's something funny that happened to you recently that made you laugh?
Funny that happened to me that made me laugh.
I can't really, like, I was thinking about it, but I'm like,
happened to me.
I don't remember a whole lot of this stuff.
I've watched a lot of funny videos lately that made me laugh.
For me, it's the like,
Yeah.
like that's been living in my head rent free.
Yeah.
Or taking me to Snurch.
Oh God. Yeah, something that happened to me that made me laugh. I think of what I've been doing recently.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny.
I mean, it's okay if it's the same. Like,
yeah.
like I'm like, I don't know when I've laughed at I laugh at myself all the time. So it's like,
Yeah.
I just have that, like, I got too much stress to remember things, which creates more stress.
Yeah.
As you want to know.
I don't have a great answer for you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You've laughed though. I've seen you laugh.
No, I laugh all the time, but I'm like, something that's happened to me. I'm like, lately I haven't had any, like, you know,
Slight misfortune.
anything that's like at that level where it's like I haven't had a gazebo incident.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had when I was installing these toilets, none of
Yeah.
them blew water out of the lid and into my face. Like, I haven't had any of that in a little bit.
Yesterday I'm on stream and I get chaos ensues when I get raided. I don't know if it happened before the raid or right after the raid, but like I got raided. It was really cool. It was like a really big raid, and I was like trying to do all the hellos, and then there's like a big hype train, and I'm like, I can't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
And then like people are redeeming the Zuki treats, and I'm like trying to feed him treats, trying to give Lucy treats, and then at one point like I accidentally fumble and I just spill all of the treats on the floor, and I just go, "Fuck, Zuki, just we got like 6 treat redeems, so you can eat 6, and then you gotta go." And I'm like trying to I'm like on all fours. I'm going, give me just a second, guys. I'm trying. Like for about like 10, 15 minutes, it was just a constant stream of like high energy panic.
Yeah.
And it was very fun. So that was most recent. Number 2, what's something that made you, that happened recently that made you happy, even if it's something small and seemingly inconsequential? Do you need a moment? Because
I got 2 levels in prayer.
That's good.
Right before this.
While we were talking?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. While I was, grinding out on OSRS.
Mm-hmm. I've been trying new things. I had that white sauce pizza. Like, I've been like, ooh, I know I can always get what I normally get, and it's good, but I'm like, I could try something. Because it's like, if I don't like it, then it's not too much skin off my back. Right. So it's been very fun to do that. Okay, this one's just an easy question. So, Empress Arcana, Terra Storyteller, in our RPG in the comments that we've been going. Mm-hmm. Eric and Odie, the journey continues as you notice the skies are becoming darker and cloudier too. Up ahead, there's a person working on what seems to be a gazebo. Gazebo. They turn around, wiping sweat off their brow and smile. Hello there. I've been expecting you. I'm the Emperor. I'm in charge of keeping order and structure around here. Oh, you brought food for me? How kind. The Emperor grabs a Honeycrisp apple. A Honeycrisp.
My favorite kind of apple.
I always want to say it Honeycrisp. And like, there's no reason, like, there's no like.
Is it the Rice Krispie treats?
It's actually, yeah, that might be it. Now that I think about it, it is the Rice Krispie, like Honeycrisp apple. Yeah. From the basket gifted to you, and takes a bite off it. You got this from the Empress Garden, didn't you? Either way, once I finished building this gazebo, I was told you each have an item which can be used to activate it. Not sure what that means. The road ahead leads to a church you can take and shelter from the storm brewing. Before heading out, they offer 3 gifts. There's a candle. This can come in handy, right? A mystery pouch. Why is it so heavy? Or a red feather. Can I tickle my enemy to death with this? Which gift will you choose? So do you want the candle, the mystery pouch, or the red feather?
Pouch.
I want the red feather, but I'm going to take the candle because we might need it.
Do we have anything to light the candle, though?
It could be in the mystery pouch.
It could be flint and steel.
Can we get 2 mystery pouches to go?
Can I get mystery pouch for the table?
I know you'll have some.
You'll have some mystery pouch.
I'm just looking for some mystery pouch. Oh. Let's stop breathing. Okay. Callisto asked, and may have been asked before, but I think we have asked this one, but it's always good. Is there any particular word or phrase that makes you unreasonably annoyed? For example, I get closer to my Joker arc every time someone says winner, winner, chicken dinner, unironically. It can't be moist. That one's been done to death.
I hate the word obfuscate.
Obfuscate.
It's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. It doesn't feel good coming out of the mouth. Mm-hmm. And it's just stupid. And journalists...
The word does what it does.
Journalists love to do it. because like they're trying to like prove something that they can spell it or something. It's really annoying, and I hate the word obfuscate.
I'm pretty sure literally within the last week I was thinking of something that like I'm like I hate this phrase or I hate this word, like I don't like it, and I don't remember what it was, but there is one. So
I reject your reality and
substitute my own. No, I can't remember it. Yggdrasil asked, which is more real, mind or matter? Big ups for Josh. Ooh, that was a good one.
My mind, because I have no proof that anything really exists.
Yeah.
Or conversely, matter, because I think your mind is an offshoot of matter.
Yeah, I agree. It could be both. Thank you, Miss Keiko. Rebecca asks, if you could only speak one word for the rest of the day, or if you could only speak one word for the rest of the day, what would it be?
Fuck.
Fuck. Yeah.
It can convey everything you need.
Fuck.
Like fuck. It's just good.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck me, Kenny. That's too many words.
That's too many words. That's a phrase.
Kale asked me, question for Odie, Team Jacob or Team Edward? When I was reading the books, I was Team Edward.
When I was a child.
Yeah. I was all about the Team Werewolves up until he imprinted on stupid-ass Renesmee, also the stupid-ass fucking name. So it is Team Edward, but barely. Also, I don't like either of them because that baby's name is stupid. Also, it didn't really make sense that she could get pregnant, but we're not going to have that conversation.
They're not ready for that
I said I wasn't going to get mad.
I said I wasn't going to get mad.
How many days has it been since I've been mad about Twilight? And not because I hate it, but because I enjoyed it. Although Team Edward also because like Robert Pattinson was great in the Batman and kind of hot for being like a mopey like little bitch. Like he's kind of like a hot little like he's getting there. Like Bruce Wayne's still fuckable at that point.
Yeah. Sad
but fuckable.
Yeah.
Me.
What's the difference?
Let's see. Oh, Human Sky asked, what is something cool you've been meaning to do but never got to do, just because of time or because you just can't?
Got my skill cape.
Yeah. Like a lot of it's like stuff where I'm like, I wish I could just not have any responsibilities for like a week, so I could just like know
or like
something.
2 months.
Yeah. How about the rest of my life?
Maybe if the rest of my life I just unplugged from all responsibilities and didn't have to think about like taking care of myself and could do whatever I wanted, I could do some good things. Mm-hmm. Like get level 99 and a couple skills.
Rune crafting.
Yeah.
How much are you willing to sacrifice to get 99 rune crafting?
I'm going to get there.
That's
on the list. I'm already at 82.
You got me kind of pumped to play again. And it's better because I'm like, I've been paying for membership.
Listen, once prayer is done, which will be today, which will be before I next go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It could be tomorrow.
You could have been doing it this whole time.
It could be tomorrow morning.
How much prayer did you do in the bathroom when you peed?
I didn't do any.
Okay.
I was praying that stream would stop. My urine stream, to be clear, not an online stream. Mm-hmm. I don't videotape it anymore. After prayer, then we got the 3 combat skills. Then it's rune crafting, baby. We're gonna get that bitch to 99. Yes. And if I don't get the rune guardian pet, I'll be upset.
You'll make an Iron Man.
I'll keep doing rune crafting.
Oh God.
That's not true. I will not do that.
Are you gonna pay for someone to do an account boost where they'll do it until you get it?
Why do I have to pay?
No one's doing it for free.
Someone would do it for free.
You're right.
Anybody looking for clout? I would never do that.
No.
I'll get the rune guardian.
Oh no! I hope they don't pay.
Oh no! No, I will. I want a pet.
Yeah.
Other than the fucking cat that everybody has.
Oh, people have a cat?
Everyone has a cat. You have to have a cat. For Gertrude's cat, you have a cat.
Oh.
You have a cat.
I don't think I have a cat anymore. I don't care. Yeah. Second question. A little bit of bringing down the vibe, but I don't think so. What are your ways to ignore /deal with hate/rude comments?
I mean, some of them are like I try to find the humor in them. Like my first hate comment of all time, which it genuinely made me so like it just made me laugh. I was sitting in the drive-thru at Carl's Jr. of all places,
a great place for hate,
waiting for my Monster Angus thick burger, and I happened to like pull out my phone because I was sitting there, waiting for my food, and the most recent comment was, "Ew, I don't like this. Stop, you looser." I just
like
thought that
looser?
Looser, LOOS. And I just thought that was so funny. Just, ew, I don't like this. I'm like, you say it. You preach it. You say what you got to say. That one was so stupid. And then afterwards, I got some, like, I have since gotten some, like, actually horrible, like, nasty things. I don't know. I try not to focus on them. I don't read the comments as much.
I feel like the first couple will affect you, and then you kind of like develop, or maybe depending on frequency.
I mean, like if I read them, I still tend to hyperfixate on them because that's just how I am. So I tend to just not read comments as much anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if I'm just being honest, like they're upsetting, so it's tough.
Yeah. I haven't really dealt with too much. Except, although I will say it did get to me. The one comment in one of our early videos where they were like, like Odie talks too much. Like, let Eric talk. And it's like, oh, that broke me for like 2 or 3 weeks where I'm just like, shut up, let him talk. And it's like, it's just how we talk. And like, you're right. Yeah, sometimes I do need to shut up. But also like, you will interrupt me.
Yeah.
Because like, there's also... What's nice about friends when you communicate and whatnot is that like we both know that if you were to just cut me off because of something, that I would go, sorry, I'm running a little long, like say whatever, or it's important or whatever.
If I have things to say, I'll say it.
Yeah. Like, cause it's like, there's literally, I cannot imagine there's a thing that we could say that like is suddenly like, we're fighting now.
Right.
Like, I don't think we've ever fought.
Not really.
No, like dumb fights, like on purpose, like a stupid, like argument.
Yeah,
like Diablo 2 sucks. Yada yada. I'm wrong. Or Titans suck, and I'm wrong. Correct.
Well,
yeah. So, from Jemmy Rose, what's something that you obsessed/worried over that turned out to be nothing? Can't be work related. Most things.
Yeah, I mean, I have. Especially in the past, I had really bad problems with anxiety, so I would freak out about everything all the time. Mm-hmm. Particularly social things, like the idea of like having to like talk to people I didn't know, or like stuff like that. Like for a while there, it was like really really bad to the point where like I like wouldn't go to like a job interview that I had got like scheduled because I was like got so panicked about it that like I literally was like, I drove all the way down there or whatever, and then was like
chickened out,
like threw up and like couldn't do it and stuff. Like it used to be like way worse. So like like I used to get anxious about damn near everything, and now I get anxious about a lot of silly things. But most things that I get anxious about don't actually matter.
Yeah. Like
that's not true.
It's hard. It's like most things. Well, it's like stuff that matters, but it's like one of those where it's like it completely went the opposite way. Like they're very rarely am I ever vindicated in my anxiety. Right. Like it's although I will let those times have way too much power.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Maria asked, what is something your brain wants to convince you to do, but you have to fight it?
Eat everything all the time, to the point of wanting to like of feeling sick because it's like eat you have the rest of the pizza. I'm like, I'm not even hungry, and brain goes, but there's pizza, so eat it. And I'm like, I'm full and I feel sick.
Yeah. Or like I don't even know how to describe it. Like there's so many little things like, don't put that in your mouth. Like, what you think like, what, are you a baby? It's like, dude, brains are dumb sometimes.
They're really dumb sometimes.
Like, you could just not turn and just drive off the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
What would happen? And you're like, please turn. And then you realize that you've been like daydreaming for 30 minutes and you're just You're not even on a mountain.
You're in your car. Not even in your car. Sorry, you're in your house.
Yeah. What's your favorite season? What do you love most about it? Honestly, like Stone Ocean's been great so far, but
probably season 5 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. No, fall.
I think fall is generally a lot of people's favorite because it's at least like top 25%.
Well, it's got 2 of my favorite holidays.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Halloween and Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
The weather usually starts to actually get nice.
Here.
You can wear jackets, which I like.
I do like winter here, and I
like winter.
I would like for it to snow. Like I wish like I don't necessarily want to live somewhere where it snows all the time because I know that like every place has its shit. Like because the heat here fucking sucks.
Right.
But like I would like to live somewhere where it like rained a lot, like Pacific Northwest. Like it's like always like a vibe that I've always wanted to like. I think both my sister and my mom, we've all separately have wanted to like yearn for the rain because I don't know, it's just I like being able to like open the window and there's that like good times. From Ekadnak, which I think is Candace backwards. What mics do y'all use?
These are Rode Proforms, I think.
I don't think they say the name on there.
No, they're
Australia.
They're Rode mics.
Oh, they do. Procaster.
Procaster. Yeah,
Rode
these are
Procasters.
Rode Procasters, which we use for this, and I use a Rode Procaster when I do like when I stream and stuff, or I haven't done it forever, but like when I did that, and when I would when I do like update videos and stuff at my desk, I have a Rode Procaster there, and then for like my for my channel content, I use Shure M7s or M9s.
And I use a Hyper Quadcast, HyperX Quadcast for my streams. That's red. Yeah. All right. I think we're almost done with questions. I think actually we are.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Let's go. All right, package time.
Package time.
Is it?
1:36.
It's only been an hour and a half, which is like about on time, but also like in my head, I'm like, we've been at this forever.
In my head, I see
Some of these are from like there is my name on it. So I don't know how much each are for each, but this one said Steven. This one said Steven, and then this one is from Luke. So I will let you hoop in that. And then also, I think Maria sent us 2 packages, but they were still like kind of filling the like bonus box, and at the time, but I was like, I don't have time, so I'm just taking whatever's there. So we also have another one.
Cool.
And this one is from Maria, so we can go ahead. I will open this one from Kate, who I want to say is Sugar Crash, if I recall correctly. I don't know for certain.
I don't know.
There is a handwritten letter. No money. Oh, how sweet. And I was correct. Hello, Mr. Rex. I wanted to thank you for the absolutely gorgeous piece of artwork you made the other night. Truly a piece that shall become a family heirloom and be passed down for generations. I've so kindly returned the favor and expect the same treatment considering I spent hours and hours on this doodle. /sarcastic. Kidding, of course. Hope you have a nice day and enjoy the pin I sent you. There's also a business card from the shop, and there's a bunch of D&D cats that you might like. Thanks for spending your nights with us and all that fappy shit. Kate, a.k.a. Sugar Crash. Thank you. I've been doing art recently, but like not good art. Well, kind of. I've been doing like I have like a redeem now that you can do. I think it's like once every 30 minutes or maybe it's once an hour now. You can redeem for 5,000 points an MS Paint doodle. But like I do try, if that makes sense. So it's like I don't want to take too long on it. I'll do them all at the end of the night. It was like kind of like the last thing we do before I raid somebody. But I do work on them to like try to get a little bit better because it's like it only takes practice. And so I'm like I already know I'm going to make it poorly. So I'm going to just try to do it a little bit better. Like I've been learning new techniques, new brushes, Because it's like you don't know until you need to do something or you want to do something, and you'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh, that's cute. It's a little gunslinger kitty.
That's cool.
Thank you. And then from Frost Dragon Designs. And then they drew me, a little no face. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you so much. Probably, yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay. Your turn. Loop. I also I feel like I hadn't been at that post office in 3 weeks.
You probably hadn't been.
You're right. They're like, oh, you son of a bitch. We knew you'd be back. Oh, God damn it. I feel bad. I'm like, what's happening? Is this one of your books? The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd. And it's a vampire. Hey, that's like a redacted merch, right? That's what your merch looks like? More or less?
No.
Well, the bootlegs that I've been selling are. Sometimes a card will make your whole day, if not your whole year. This is not that card. Thank you so much, Loop. That was really sweet. It feels like something that they wouldn't want me to read. So, thank you so much. So, this is Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, author of 9th grade Slays and 10th grade Bleeds, is 8th grade Bites. What? Okay. Oh, I am fascinated.
Young adult vampire book, I believe.
Mm-hmm. It's like your content.
YouTube does not seem to think my content is young adult.
Oh, really? That's fair. Okay. Let me go, because these seem to be shoes.
Shoes?
Yeah, I can open them. They're from, I don't know if they want me to say, but it says Katie, but I am almost certain that it's not Miss Katie B.
Oh,
shit.
Pokemon Monopoly. It's the Pokemons. Oh. Kanto edition. Do they make other editions?
I don't know. Maybe it's from Mario, and it's one of her 2 gifts, and this one was mine. Thanks. Did you enjoy opening my gift?
It's
Thank you. Yeah. I feel like so silly. Thank you so much, Mario. I'll have to check. I'll be up here later this week, so I'll have to check the post office again and make sure that no one yoinks whatever you got, Eric. Yoink. Oh, but how cool! Oh, we could play this. Oh, this is like a newer one with metal tokens. Oh, you could be Pikachu, Eevee, Charmander.
Pikachu, can you be
You could be Jigglypuff.
Okay.
We could play it on
I
stream.
was gonna say, can you be Weezing? But if not Weezing, then Jigglypuff.
Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Eevee, Pikachu, and Jigglypuff, who are the core. This is close to the one that I had when I was a kid. It does. I don't know. I don't think it has the wheel, because it would have said something. Because it's a bit newer. But ooh, thank you so much. That's so fucking cool. It's a fast dealing property trading game. Ooh. Because the way that you play Monopoly is, okay, now that all the properties are bought, we just decide who wins. Because if we're going to play with 2 people. Game. It's fun for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and then these.
Wow.
I have no context, and I want to say someone told me that they bought me these, but I don't remember how or why. But thank you so much for the Sonic the Hedgehog licensed slides.
Oh my God.
Oh, they're great. I love them. Actually, they do look really cool, because I love checkerboard. For when I don't want to wear my flippy floppies. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you, Katie or Katie Brady, whatever, at Target or something. I don't know. That's just what it said. Thank you so much. And
Alex from Target.
Huh?
Alex from Target.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
I thought it was Jake from State Farm.
That's also a thing.
Oh, there wasn't Alex from Target?
Yeah.
Was that their competitor?
No, I don't really remember it. He became a meme briefly.
Oh.
He was just a guy named Alex from Target. I think someone just took a picture of him and was like, "This guy is hot," and then that became viral, and then he went on Ellen and stuff. I think back in the day.
Yeah. Mario's note had said, just real quick, Swiss cheese. I'm truly grateful for all that you do, from hanging out on stream to dressing up as a sexy maid. Thank you, Odie. You're truly an amazing person, and you're funny, genuinely, from Mario. Thank you so much. It was very kind of you. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is it does kind of feel like we're back, baby. Although it does kind of feel like that because it's like, even though it's been 2 weeks, which is a long time, it feels like it's been a month.
Yeah.
Life's been
It
fucking
doesn't feel like
crazy.
it's been a while.
And I think that something that I myself will also work on is like, I'm allowed to just choose a date. I don't let myself make choices often like that. It's like, well, I'd rather just be flexible and do whatever. And it's like, that only gets you so far.
Yeah.
When, okay, well, everyone else wants to be flexible. It's like, you can just say it's okay. And it's like, if I say a date and you go, ooh, I probably won't be able to. Cause it's like, well, it's like, well, just whenever you have time. Cause I know you're busy if you wanted to finish whatever. It's like, okay, how about I just pick a date and then you could know, okay, I will have time or I probably won't. And then it's like, so I have a backup plan regardless. You wouldn't even tell me any of that. You would just show up with the backup plan. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Now I'm excited to play Kirby again.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun time. And
Be a
then,
good time.
Which will have already happened.
We had a fun time yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday was so much fun.
Thank you guys for being there yesterday.
And we're going to have a blast. I think I'm excited for the holiday streams.
Mm-hmm.
The little bit that we talked about, like with some couple ideas and whatnot, the pumpkins will be fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I hope you all have a good week. If not, your choice.
Your choice.
Is Sunday. Let us know how I guess they've only had like 2 Sunday uploads.
Mm-hmm.
Have you liked it more?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't care what they think about it.
That's fair. I guess it's that whole thing of just like, we just need to be consistent and then it'll feel fine. But it's like, I feel like we don't. It was nice because it's like we record on Tuesday and then it comes out on Wednesday most of the time. So it's like, or we're behind, so it just needs to come out the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, cool, we did it. They're there, boom, perfect. But now it's like, there's some time, let it breathe. It's like, maybe I should start like listening to it because it's like, oh yeah. Because it's not like, it's out of the cool down.
Right.
Cool down, come down. So.
Come down.
Come down.
Come down.
Come down.
Don't say come on the channel.
Sorry, clams.
Thank you.
Clam down. Sorry, sperm.
Ejaculate.
Skeet. What? What?
What if you made a soda that was just called ejaculate?
I'm done.
Yeah.